Crazy as hell. Marcus Spears didn't hesitate. The ESPN analyst, former NFL defensive end, and three-time Pro Bowler himself looked directly into the SportsCenter camera and delivered his verdict on Shedeur Sanders' Pro Bowl selection with the kind of bluntness that makes sports television worth watching. But I get it. I get it from the NFL perspective. He's one of the most followed football players in the world, in America for sure, and it's about bringing eyes. This is about marketing. That's the only thing I can derive from it. Marketing, not merit, not performance, not statistics, not earning it on the field. Marketing. And within hours, Jermaine Eluemunor, the New York Giants offensive lineman who has watched his teammate Andrew Thomas, one of the best left tackles in football, get snubbed from Pro Bowls year after year, unleashed his own fury on social media. No hate, but the Pro Bowl a joke, lol. Andrew Thomas, top LT in the NFL, hasn't made one yet, but if you're popular, you get in. Laughable at this point. Two NFL voices, one devastating conclusion. Shedeur Sanders' Pro Bowl selection isn't about football. It's about followers. It's about headlines. It's about the NFL desperately trying to save a dying all-star game by throwing in the most polarizing name they could find. And Jimmy Haslam, the Browns owner who either forced the fifth-round pick or signed off on it, is now being confronted with a humiliating reality. His quarterback is a Pro Bowler because of his last name, not his talent, and the entire league is calling it out. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this story is about to expose the ugliest truth about modern NFL culture. This isn't just about Shedeur Sanders. This is about Marcus Spears destroying the credibility of the Pro Bowl, Jermaine Eluemunor exposing the popularity contest, and Jimmy Haslam being forced to defend a selection that everyone knows is embarrassing. Let's start with Marcus Spears' bombshell on ESPN. The moment Shedeur's name was announced as Drake May's replacement, Spears was asked for his reaction live on SportsCenter, and he didn't hold back. Crazy as hell. Those three words became the headline, the soundbite, the viral moment that summarized what everyone was thinking. How does a quarterback who went 3-4 as a starter, who threw 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, who posted a 68.1 passer rating, who ranked dead last in QBR at 18.9, make the Pro Bowl? It defies logic. It defies statistics. It defies everything the Pro Bowl is supposed to represent. But then Spears explained the why, and it's even worse than the numbers suggest. He's one of the most followed football players in the world, Spears said. It's about bringing eyes. This is about marketing. Think about what that means. The NFL looked at the Pro Bowl, saw that ratings have been tanking for years, saw that nobody cares about the watered-down flag football games and skills competitions, and decided the solution was to throw in Shedeur Sanders because he has millions of Instagram followers. Not because he earned it, not because he deserves it, but because people will watch just to see what happens. That's not an honor, that's exploitation, and Spears knows it, which is why he immediately pivoted to defending better options. Tyler Shough is among younger players more deserving of a Pro Bowl nod than Sanders, Spears said, referencing the New Orleans Saints rookie quarterback who was a finalist for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Shough went 7-10 as a starter, but threw for over 3,000 yards and 18 touchdowns with just 7 interceptions. By every metric, Shough had a better season than Shedeur, but Shough doesn't have Deion Sanders as his father. Shough doesn't have millions of followers. Shough doesn't generate headlines every time he breathes. So Shough got snubbed and Shedeur got rewarded. And Marcus Spears called it exactly what it is. It's about one of the guys and the biggest names in the league coming to make the Pro Bowl more interesting. The NFL has to figure out what to do with the Pro Bowl games now, but I understand Shedeur Sanders being in it. That last sentence is key. Spears understands it, not agrees with it, understands it, because he's not naive. He knows the NFL is a business. He knows ratings matter. He knows that putting Shedeur Sanders in the Pro Bowl will generate more clicks, more tweets, more controversy than putting Tyler Shough or any other statistically deserving player. But understanding it doesn't make it right. And Spears' willingness to call it crazy as hell while also acknowledging the business reality is exactly why his take went viral. He said what everyone was thinking, but was afraid to say out loud. This is marketing, not merit, and it cheapens the entire Pro Bowl.
But Marcus Spears wasn't alone. Jermaine Eluemunor, the Giants' offensive lineman, took to Twitter and absolutely unloaded. No hate, but the Pro Bowl's a joke, Lyle. Andrew Thomas, top LT in the NFL, hasn't made one yet, but if you're popular, you get in. Laughable at this point. The frustration in that tweet is crushing. Andrew Thomas is legitimately one of the best offensive linemen in football. He's a cornerstone of the Giants' offensive line. He's respected by players, coaches, and analysts across the league, and he's never made a Pro Bowl, not once. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders, who ranks second to last among AFC quarterbacks in QBR, who completed just 56.6% of his passes, who threw more picks than touchdowns, is going to Orlando. How is that fair? How does that make any sense? Eluemunor followed up with another tweet that was even more scathing. Like I said, no hate, but how's Cam Ward not the replacement, Lyle? Both him and Jackson Dart went off this season. Cam Ward, the Miami Dolphins rookie, threw for over 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns. Jackson Dart, the New York Giants rookie, taken 25th overall, had objectively better stats than Shedeur across the board. Both of them deserve the Pro Bowl more than Shedeur, but neither of them got it. Why? Because they're not Deion Sanders' kid, because they don't have the social media following, because the NFL doesn't care about merit anymore. They care about marketing. And Eluemunor's criticism isn't just about Shedeur, it's about the entire system. If you're popular, you get in. That's the new standard. Forget performance, forget statistics, forget earning it through blood, sweat, and excellence on the field. If you have followers, if you generate buzz, if you're a name people recognize, you're in. And if you're a grinder like Andrew Thomas, who does his job at an elite level but doesn't have a famous dad or a million Instagram followers, you're out. That's the Pro Bowl in 2026, and it's laughable. Cameron Jordan, the New Orleans Saints defensive end and 8-time Pro Bowler, chimed in with his own perspective, responding to Shawne Merriman's tweet about the Pro Bowl being a badge of honor that's lost its meaning. Jordan wrote, "Lyle, nah, it's always been like this, at least the last 7-8 years. Mitch Trubisky, Tyler Huntley, now Shedeur, Lyle. QBs and Pro Bowls for some reason don't truly add up. Defensive players clamor to get to a Pro Bowl. And even then, I've seen edges go with 4 to 7 sacks. It is what it is. It motivated me my second year." Jordan's comparison is damning. Mitch Trubisky made the Pro Bowl in 2018 despite being an average quarterback. Tyler Huntley made it as a backup replacement. Now Shedeur Sanders joins that list. These aren't elite quarterbacks. They're available quarterbacks with name recognition who happen to benefit from injuries, opt-outs, or marketing decisions. And Jordan's point about defensive players clamoring to get in while edge rushers with 4 or 7 sacks somehow make it. That's the Pro Bowl in a nutshell. Inconsistent, political, popularity-driven, and increasingly meaningless. Shawne Merriman, the former Chargers linebacker who earned 3 Pro Bowl selections by terrorizing offenses, didn't mention Shedeur by name, but everyone knew what he was talking about. "I have a Pro Bowl helmet that I walk by almost every day. It's signed by some of the best players in the history of the NFL, legends, HOFers, and real GOATs. The Pro Bowl used to be a badge of honor and respected. Things have changed." When a fan asked if the Pro Bowl was lights out, Merriman responded, "It shouldn't be, but it might." That's an NFL legend essentially declaring the Pro Bowl dead, and Shedeur Sanders is the reason why.
Think about the weight of that for a second. Shawne Merriman earned his Pro Bowl selections by being one of the most dominant pass rushers of his era. He destroyed offensive lines. He changed games. He was feared. And now his Pro Bowl helmet, signed by legends and Hall of Famers, is sitting in the same museum as Shedeur Sanders' Pro Bowl jersey. A quarterback who went 3-4, who threw more picks than touchdowns, who ranked last in QBR. The disrespect is staggering, and Merriman's disappointment is justified. But here's where it gets even more complicated. The stats tell one story, but the context tells another. Shedeur Sanders played on the worst offense in football. The Browns ranked 31st in scoring, averaging just 16.4 points per game. Their offensive line was decimated by injuries, with only one starter under contract for 2026. Their wide receiver room was among the worst in the league. Amari Cooper was traded mid-season. Elijah Moore disappeared. Jerry Jeudy was inconsistent. Shedeur was asked to be a franchise quarterback with practice squad-level talent around him, and somehow he still had moments of brilliance. His performance against Tennessee in Week 14 was electric. 364 yards, 3 touchdowns. He became the first Browns player to hit those marks in a single game. Against Buffalo, he played through a bloody finger injury and kept the game competitive against a Super Bowl contender. And he finished the season with back-to-back wins over division rivals, beating Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, then Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Those aren't flukes. Those are real moments that showed flashes of potential. But potential isn't the same as performance, and Marcus Spears' point stands. If we're selecting Pro Bowlers based on performance, Shedeur Sanders shouldn't be anywhere near Orlando. If we're selecting them based on popularity and marketing, then he's the perfect choice. And that's exactly the problem. The Pro Bowl used to mean something. It used to be an honor reserved for the best players in football. Now it's a publicity stunt designed to generate clicks and salvage ratings for a dying all-star game. Jimmy Haslam is now being forced to respond to this circus, not publicly, not yet, but internally, because Andrew Berry, the general manager who made the Shedeur pick, is being questioned by national media about whether Shedeur is the starter in 2026. And Berry's answer? We're going to do our work on the quarterback market. It's too important of a position, and it's something that has to be solidified. Translation, Shedeur isn't the answer. We're drafting a quarterback, and everything we said about his progress was just noise to avoid admitting we made a mistake. But if you draft a quarterback at number 6 overall, Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore or whoever it is, what happens to Shedeur? He is a Pro Bowler now. That's his legacy. That's his credential. And if he's relegated to backup status behind a first-round rookie, the optics are brutal. You're benching a Pro Bowl quarterback? How does that look? How do you explain that to the locker room, to the fans, to the media? The answer is simple. You tell the truth. The Pro Bowl selection was marketing, not merit, and we're making football decisions based on performance, not popularity.
But Jimmy Haslam doesn't traffic in truth. He traffics in spin. He'll deny he forced the pick. He'll say Berry made the call. He'll deflect and redirect and hope everyone forgets that Shedeur Sanders, the 5th-round pick who fell from a projected top 10 spot, is a Pro Bowler despite being one of the worst quarterbacks in football. And Marcus Spears, Jermaine Eluemunor, Cameron Jordan, and Shawne Merriman will keep reminding everyone of the truth. This is a joke. This is a marketing stunt. This is the NFL exploiting Deion Sanders' fame to save a dying all-star game. And it's embarrassing. Shedeur himself broke his silence on the honor Tuesday afternoon. Thank you, God. I'm beyond excited and grateful for all the love and support from the coaches, players, and fans. This wouldn't be possible without the support behind me. Still plenty of work to do. That last sentence is critical. Still plenty of work to do. Shedeur knows this wasn't earned. He knows people are questioning it, and he's acknowledging that he has to prove he belongs. But acknowledging it doesn't change the reality. He's going to Orlando because of his name, not his game, and everyone knows it. The Pro Bowl games take place February 2nd in Orlando. Shedeur Sanders will be there alongside Josh Allen, the Bills superstar, and Justin Herbert, the Chargers franchise quarterback. He'll compete in skill challenges, participate in flag football games, and be interviewed by national media. And every question will be the same. Marcus Spears said this is marketing, not merit. What do you say to that? Jermaine Eluemunor called the Pro Bowl a joke. How do you respond? Shawne Merriman said things have changed and the Pro Bowl isn't respected anymore. Do you agree?
And Shedeur, who has been media trained since childhood by Deion, will handle it with grace. He'll thank God, he'll thank his coaches and teammates, he'll promise to work harder, and he'll leave Orlando as either the most controversial Pro Bowler in recent memory or a cautionary tale about what happens when the NFL prioritizes marketing over merit. But the damage is done. Marcus Spears exposed the truth on national television. Jermaine Eluemunor called it a joke on social media. Cameron Jordan compared Shedeur to Mitch Trubisky and Tyler Huntley, backup-level quarterbacks who made Pro Bowls they didn't deserve. And Shawne Merriman declared the Pro Bowl dead. All because the NFL decided that putting Deion Sanders' son on the roster would generate more buzz than selecting a deserving player. That's not football, that's theater. And Jimmy Haslam, whether he admits it or not, is stuck dealing with the fallout. The Browns' future is uncertain. They have 2 first-round picks, they're exploring the quarterback market, and they have a Pro Bowl quarterback who might not even be on the roster by training camp. The irony is suffocating, but the lesson is clear. When you prioritize marketing over merit, when you chase headlines instead of honoring excellence, when you turn a badge of honor into a publicity stunt, you lose credibility. And the Pro Bowl, once a celebration of the NFL's best players, is now a punchline, thanks to decisions like this. Thanks to Shedeur Sanders being selected despite objectively not deserving it. And thanks to the NFL caring more about social media followers than football performance. Marcus Spears was right. This is crazy as hell, and it's killing the Pro Bowl. This story is based on reports from ESPN, Yardbarker, Yahoo Sports, Fox News, Fansided, Sports Illustrated, and various outlets covering Marcus Spears' reaction, Jermaine Eluemunor's criticism, and the Shedeur Sanders Pro Bowl controversy.